What's going on, YouTube? R to the double E dash to the ZON coming at you once again. It's been a minute, man. I think the last video I made was the Xbox Series X review versus the PlayStation 5 review. And, on those fronts, not much has happened as far as, any more revelations about the systems. We did see the PlayStation 5 controller. I'll talk briefly about that real quick. This video is just going to be, talking about random stuff in the gaming industry and also a Nintendo-themed topic that I heard another YouTuber talk about, and I'll give him props and everything. I'll mention his name later on when we get to that topic. But I just thought it was an interesting point, and I thought he was actually, for the most part, correct. And so I wanted to elaborate more on what he was saying. I agree. Yeah, man, the PlayStation 5 controller. Listen, man, as far as the shape and the design, some wine, but we haven't had some wine in a while. Yeah, as far as the shape and design of the overall controller, like the overall layout, I will say it's Sony's best attempt thus far at a controller. Because, I hate the PlayStation DualShock design from the day it was released first ever in '96, I think it was, to the DualShock 4. It sucks. It sucks to have that thin middle section, and then it's basically the SNES dog bone with two handles on it and then triggers on the top with two uncomfortable joysticks down in the middle. I hate that design. It's always sucked. And of course, with this DualSense controller, which is what they're calling it, Sony has kept their fucking, of course, their identity, their dual sticks, their symmetrical dual stick layout at the bottom of the controller again. So automatically, for me, that's a big negative. But the actual outer shape of the controller, they basically, let me turn these fucking notifications off, man. They basically deboed the Switch Pro controller, and even more importantly, the Xbox One and Xbox Series X controller. It's the same shape. It's the exact same shape. Which, we can make fun of them for that, but it's like at least they're finally trying to make a good controller. But what fucks it up, like I said, is the symmetrical thumbstick layout at the bottom of the controller. That's horrendous. That is horrible for anybody that doesn't have midget hands. If you have super small hands, then you'll never have that problem where your thumbs hit each other. But just having them if you're gonna have them symmetrically, have them like the Wii U Pro controller that had them symmetrically, but at the top of the controller, over the face buttons, so that they had more than enough separation from each other. That controller was a dream. But really asymmetrical is the way to go with your analog stick layout. But either way, the actual two-tone design, a lot of people were clowning on that. I thought that was hot. I mean, I'm sorry, that's flashy. Let's be real. That's style. I like that. Don't like the fact that they kept the touchpad or trackpad, whatever they call that shit. Bro, I have a PlayStation 4 with around 60 games, more or less, digital and physical. And I think 2 games have used it. Detroit Become Human used it. Oh, 3 games. Detroit Become Human, which is really a PlayStation 3 game, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. But Detroit Become Human, Heavy Rain, and then Last of Us 2 used it. Not 2. Last of Us, the original, the remastered, whatever. That used it. And I think Grand Theft Auto used it for, switching views or some shit like that. The touchpad was ridiculous. It was an idiotic idea from day one. And they kept it. And then they put the fucking, that nasty light bar that the PS4 controller has that kills your battery. They basically took that and put it behind the touchpad. So it looks really cool because you just see these 2 little trim edge lights coming out on each side of the touchpad, or the trackpad. That looks aesthetically awesome. But it's useless, and it's going to drain battery. So, whatever. Controller was for me. I mean, really, it's a nice design, but the symmetrical joystick layout that the PlayStation's been rocking with since the 90s, I've never been a fan. So that to me is just a no-go. But, not bad. So that's that on the controller. They talked about how I was going to do a lot of stuff with haptic feedback, and I was just like, okay, so there's Sony doing their usual. Let's take what Nintendo has done, and let's just basically use it for ourselves. This HD Rumble, basically. I think HD Rumble's awesome, so I'm glad they're going to have some form of it. They did say something really cool about the triggers, though. That there will be resistance in the triggers. So, for example, we're playing a game like, let's say, Last of Us is the one that comes to mind, or Tomb Raider, and you're pulling the string on a bow, that the trigger will start to get more and more resistance as you got further into your pull. That's cool. That I got to get props on. But yeah, really, for the most part, that was it. Whatever. As far as the Xbox Series X, if I can think, I don't think any more real revelations have come out. I think it was Phil Spencer did come out and say that from now going forward, it's going to be all about games. Which I'm just like, yo, Microsoft right now has their finger like this on the pulse of the gaming community, bro. Sony came out with that boring ass review, talked nothing but specs, basically confirmed that their system is less powerful than the Xbox Series X, and didn't show us anything exciting. And Microsoft before that blew us away with the review of the specs and showing us gameplay and all this and what the system can do. And now they're like, all right, now we ain't talking. We already showed you the system. We showed you the specs. We showed you the controller. So now from here till launch, it's going to be all about games. That's what the fuck we want. So that's that. You know, and also in this time, Animal Crossing has come out. I got it. I think about a week after it came out. Came out March 30th, if I'm not mistaken. And I got it like April 5th or something like that. And I've just been on that shit, dude. It is, like, as you guys have seen from the internet blowing up and the sales going crazy, Animal Crossing is just fantastic. It's the first Animal Crossing I've ever played, so I can now understand why all the previous entries had this cult following, everybody clamoring for a new Animal Crossing. And this one is, according to everybody, it's by far the best the series has ever seen. I know I'm enjoying the shit out of it. It's basically like a Stardew Valley in real time, synced to a real 24-hour clock. So, you know, schedules and things like that, all that shit is real, like a real life. So it's very addicting, man. I'm just like building up my island and loving that shit, dude. What else? Man, you know, that's been pretty much it, man. I've been just rocking on my Xbox One S, man. Like you guys heard me last time, man. I'm in that ecosystem. That is my go-to system now. Yeah, man. I mean, Game Pass. I finally expired my 3 months of Game Pass and Gamers with Gold that were only $1. So now I got charged the $15 or whatever, and I didn't even care. I was like, yo, charge it, bro. Keep that shit rolling. Like right now, I have Nintendo Online every month renewing for like $3.99, and I'm like, yo, I'm not even really using it. I'm probably gonna cancel it, and whenever I want to use it, just get it for $3. But this was like $15, and I'm like, yo, make sure that shit goes through because I use that shit almost every day. I'm always fucking downloading games from Game Pass, playing games on Game Pass, checking out the free games with from Gamers with Gold. Xbox Live is just fucking phenomenal, man. I'm on that shit all the time. I want to say about a week or so ago, I had a session. I met a friend on Xbox Live and got into a party chat with them and some other people, and we were playing Dead by Daylight, and I have never had more fun. As much fun as I had playing Dead by Daylight, I have never had more fun than I had playing as a survivor with another 3 survivors talking to each other, trying to fucking get the best of the killer. Man, that shit was fun. And that was just with my normal little headphones with the little mic that come with my Galaxy. When I get an actual headset, it's just gonna be popping. I'm having so much fun with it, man. Man, I just downloaded, and I mean it's been ready for a couple of days now. I haven't had the chance to get on there and play. One, because of Animal Crossing. 2, because it's just been busy, man. You know, this whole coronavirus shit, man. Everything's locked down. Got to make sure you're indoors before curfew and all this shit. I mean, it's crazy, man. But I got State of Decay 2 there, ready to go. I'll probably jump into that in a little bit, man. But I've been enjoying so much on my Xbox One S, man. I've been on Dead by Daylight. I've been going crazy on that shit. Cities Skyline, Jurassic World Evolution, Mortal Kombat 11. I've been playing online on that shit, trying to build up my record on the Xbox One. What else, man? NBA 2K, of course. Man, I'm drawing a blank now, man, because I've been playing so much shit that I can't even think straight. But yeah, man, I mean, Game Pass has just been amazing. The Xbox One S, the experience has been amazing. I don't regret the purchase at all. As a matter of fact, I can't wait. I mean, I was actually thinking, dude, because we just got, now, you know, you got to be responsible. So this is just a hypothetical, but I'm like, we just got the stimulus check, and I got it on the same day that I got my paycheck. And I got my refund from WrestleMania since they canceled it, because we were going to go, me and my son. And I'm like, I got all this money, and I'm like, it would be nothing for me right now to take $299, the price of a Switch, and get the Xbox One X. But I'm like, yeah, it's really not worth it because, you know, first of all, I should be responsible because you never know how bad the situation is going to get with the virus and all that. So you don't want to be wasting money frivolously. And also, I don't have a 4K TV yet, so I mean, my One S is capable. If I'm not mistaken, it's capable of playing in 4K. but I don't have a 4K TV. I have just a 1080p. So, toward the end of the year, I already told my wife, I'm like, hey, I'm spending some money at the end of the year because I'm getting the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X when that launches in the holidays. That's gonna be around $500 easy, and I'm getting a brand new 4K TV because I'm gonna have the whole shit set up. So we going in, but yeah, I was like, man, I'm having so much fun with it. I'm like, I can't wait until Series X comes out, man. Right now, and then it's so cool how, every time you play or you unlock an achievement or you even check into the mobile Game Pass app on your phone, you're just collecting Microsoft reward points. Bling, bling, bling. I'm like at 560 something points right now, and all I really do is check into the app and play games on Game Pass. And while playing them, you get points for that, but you also get more points every time you unlock an achievement. So I've just been fucking going crazy on the Xbox One, man. It has been phenomenal. Another feature that I love about it that unless they did an update recently, PlayStation 4 does not have, is when you're downloading a game. First of all, I've noticed that my Xbox downloads games significantly faster than my PlayStation 4. That's just a fact of life. I mean, I've seen that over and over again. It's not even funny. But for every game it's different, but there's a certain percentage of the game, like maybe like 10, 15% of the game, that once that's downloaded, even though the actual full game isn't downloaded, it'll tell you, hey, the game's ready to start. If you want to start playing right now while the rest downloads, you can start right now. I don't believe PlayStation does that. I'm almost positive because I never had that option when I was downloading games on my PS4, and I have it here on the Xbox One. So yeah, man, it's been great with that, man. But the topic I wanted to jump into with Nintendo was I was watching a video from Obi-Wan Plays. It was a dude that I'm subscribed to. I've been subscribed to him for a couple years now. I want to say since at least 2017, maybe a little bit before that. And he was talking about how Nintendo supposedly has this new handheld system coming out, or new hardware coming out, but it's not the Switch Pro or anything. It's some new hardware, and it really doesn't matter. And I started to think about it, and I'm like, because his whole point was this, man. I'm gonna say his point, and then I'm just gonna add my 2 cents to it because I thought it was such a good point, and I was like, you know what, that's real. I said that in the past. And I think I put it in videos too, but I never made like a whole video on this point. Ever since the Wii, man, and you guys know how I feel about the Wii. I love the Nintendo Wii. It is my second favorite console. If I had to like really rank them, I've made videos before talking about how the Wii is my second favorite console of all time. Ever since the Wii generation, which I believe was a 6th generation. I don't know, 6, 7, something like that. Ever since then, Nintendo stopped being relevant as far as the power game, and we know that. That's not anything new, but it is more significant than even I had allowed myself to realize, because his point was that he came to Nintendo because of the power, and that's fucking true. We all did. Okay, we all fucking saw the Atari 2600 and we're playing it and we were loving Frogger and all this shit, but we knew the games were butt-ass ugly. And then all of a sudden we saw Mario on the NES, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game on the NES, and Castlevania on the NES, and we're like, holy shit, look at this. Listen to the music, look at the graphics, the colors, and that's why we came over. Then the Genesis came out, just start trying to beat down on the NES. And the Genesis looked amazing. But then Nintendo came with the Super Nintendo, and I was like, yo, better color palette, better graphics, better sound, more power. It was like Obi-Wan said, and it's true, Nintendo, that was their slogan. NES was, now you're playing with power. SNES was, now you're playing with super power. And we knew it. It was like, yeah. And then, after that, PlayStation jumps in, and Saturn, and the SNES says bump 32-bit graphics. Fuck that. We're going ultra. We're going 64, nigga. Boom, N64 was the most powerful system. Yeah, it didn't sell as well. Who gives a shit? It was better than all the systems. N64 comes out, my favorite system of all time, and it was the power. Games like Mario 64, Star Fox 64, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, Turok Dinosaur Hunter, GoldenEye 007, the WCW and WWE wrestling games, the graphical aesthetic of what the system was capable of. That's why you went with Nintendo. The GameCube comes out, And it is power-wise, it demolished the PlayStation 2. And it was right there on par with the Xbox, which was the most powerful system of the time. And the GameCube games, let's be real, dude. Let's be real. I know PlayStation sold more. I know there's PlayStation fans out there. Let's be real. Pick your best game on the PlayStation 2. A Grand Theft Auto game or a Final Fantasy game. That game graphically couldn't stand up to fucking Super Mario Sunshine, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Eternal Darkness, fucking Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader. Okay? The GameCube was a graphical beast. And then after that, they go with the Wii. And even though I love the Wii, that's the first time they ever said fuck power. And from the Wii to the Wii U, yeah, the Wii U was more powerful. The Wii U was great graphically. It was a powerful system. But it was only marginally better, or more powerful than the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360s, which were at the end of their run, and you knew PS4 and Xbox One were coming. So that, and then the Wii U, and then now to the Switch. They've been saying, they don't want to keep up with the power game. And that's where it's like, I've always been gameplay, and I still am. Gameplay is number one. If you ain't got good gameplay, don't talk to me. But let's be honest, a lot of these games today, it's not like back in the, I want to say the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 generation. It's not like then where games had these amazing HD graphics, but they hadn't found a way to marry that with good gameplay. There was a lot of games back then that were, graphically, oh my god, but the gameplay was shit. There's still some of those games today, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, let's be honest, man. Whether you're playing PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo, you're playing some of the best games in the world, gameplay-wise and graphics. But Nintendo has stopped caring so much about the graphical output, and not just the graphical output, but the functionality and the online and all the different services and all that these games provide us on other consoles. That, like I've said in my previous videos, you get a third-party game on the Switch, it's awesome that they're getting all these third-party games so that you have that option. If you want to buy it to have a portable version, or if the Switch is your only console, you at least have a lot of options on third-party. But make no mistake about it, they will always be definitively the inferior version of that third-party game. Every time. Every time. And it's been like that since the Wii. So if Nintendo comes with new hardware, but, like I said it before, you come with a Switch Pro, it's going to be like, whatever they said, rumored to be 4 times more powerful than the chip that's in the regular Switch. So it's going to be like having a PS4 in your hands. Yeah, that'll be awesome to have that portably. But let's not front, that's not just awesome for a portable console. That's not awesome for a home console because now they're already the PS5 and Xbox One. Xbox Series X. That shit all over the PS4 and Xbox One. So having a new Nintendo console that's only as powerful as a base PS4 or Xbox One, you'll still be getting third-party support because you'll have the power to get those games ported, but they'll be still the inferior version. And I am not going to be comfortable paying top dollar, $60, $59.99 for an experience on this device when I could, unless I really want to have that game portable. There's always that caveat. But I'm not going to be happy or comfortable doing that when I can pay that same price and get the better graphics, the better frame rate, the better online, all the content. Nothing's going to be skimped on my Xbox One or on your PS4. I'm just not. I'm at the point where as much as I love Nintendo, like I've said it in previous videos, you guys have seen me getting closer and closer to this point where Nintendo is becoming my secondary console. It's becoming my Nintendo machine. Because I'm not going to buy third-party games on it anymore. I'm really not. There's no reason to. There's virtually no reason to. And because of that, because the Switch, or because the Nintendo console, whatever they call the next one, unless they surprise us, it's going to be less powerful than the competitors. That's been the trend for 3 generations now. Ever since the Wii. If they continue with that, no matter what they do, not what they do, but no matter what they do, the Nintendo console, for me, in my opinion, realistically, can never be your primary console or your go-to console. And this is a diehard Nintendo fan saying this. Why do I say that? Let me explain. First of all, it can't be your primary console. What I mean by that is, okay, you have 2 or more consoles. The Switch or the Nintendo one cannot be your primary one if you value your money and if you value top-notch, top-quality gaming experiences. They cannot be your primary console. Because although they will have the best exclusives, that is undisputable. Nintendo has the best exclusives. All the third-party games, and let's be honest, as much as Nintendo exclusives are amazing, they're the best games in the industry, period. There's a lot more third-party than there is Nintendo. Nintendo's just one company. Third parties are myriads of companies. Okay? The third-party experience on the Switch or on the Nintendo console is going to be vastly inferior. It just is. Performance-wise, online-wise, and you're still paying top dollar. So if you value your money and you value the top-notch, top-quality gaming experience, then the Switch cannot be your primary console because even though it has those great exclusives, all the third-party experiences are going to be crap compared to the other consoles. Whereas on your Xbox One, you have Xbox exclusives, the Halos, Forzas, Gears, Sunset Overdrives, and all the studios that they bought on whatever they're making, right? You're going to have all of Microsoft, or let's say PlayStation. You have all of PlayStation's exclusives that are top-notch, top-quality games, and then the third party is going to be top-notch, top-quality. So there's no way that you can justify the Switch being your primary console if you have the two. And then it cannot be your only console, because if it is, you're limiting yourself to not having the best gaming experience across the board. Okay, you'll have the best exclusives for sure. You can't fuck with Smash, Zelda, Mario, Star Fox, none of that. You can't beat that. But overall, when you throw all the third-party stuff in there, your online service sucks. Your third-party games are gimped or graphically inferior, performance-wise inferior. The online sucks. You don't have the features or the functionality of other consoles. So it's like Nintendo, ever since the Wii, since they followed that trend, they cannot be your primary or your only console. So in my book, that relegates them to being just a Nintendo box. I'm literally buying, and I've never been that way. You guys have watched my history, and you've seen that I have gone against the grain as far as that argument that you get a Nintendo system only for Nintendo games. I am literally there now. And some of you guys might say I'm late to the party. I literally see no reason to buy a Nintendo console other than the Nintendo games. That's it. And it's funny because if you think about it, we've been fighting and we've been protesting and we've been hurting for years for Nintendo to finally get third-party support. Now with the Switch, they're getting a shitload of it. And we're seeing now that the reason it doesn't really matter is Nintendo's fault. It's because their console is small. It's small, power-wise, when compared to the others. So you are guaranteed to have the inferior experience, third-party-wise, on the Nintendo, when you know you're guaranteed to have the top-notch, highest quality experience, third-party-wise and exclusive-wise, on the other consoles. Not that the other consoles exclusives are better than Nintendo's, hell no. But all the exclusives of each system are all great games. If you're going to tell me you don't like Halo, you don't like Forza's like whatever, it's racing, if you're a racing enthusiast, whatever. But I'm saying, like, if you don't like Halo, if you don't like Gears, if you don't like Uncharted, The Last of Us, most people like those games. All right, so the exclusives they're all great. Nintendo's are better, but they're still great. But then they got the best third party and the best online and the best features. Nintendo, like the Switch has that capture button on it, and then they did the update early on in its life for you to be able to capture a little bit of video. It works on The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and I'm hard-pressed to mention any other game it works on. Right now, in the 2K games, you can't even take a capture screenshot. It doesn't work. Whereas on my Xbox One, I can capture up to I think it's up to like 2 minutes or whatever it is of video. Screenshot whenever the fuck I want. Uploads it immediately to Xbox Live, to Facebook, to whatever. But I thought Obi-Wan was spot on. Obi-Wan plays was spot on with that argument, man. Ever since the Wii, they stopped. It's not that it's not that it's a mistake what they did as far as, okay, focus on the innovation, focus on the gameplay, on the experience, because that is number one. But to focus solely on that to the point where you fall so severely behind your competitors power-wise. Right now we just found out that a World War Z is coming to the Switch. And the Saber Interactive are the ones porting it. They're a good port studio for Switch. I forgot what other game they worked on for the Switch, but it came out really great. I was thinking about it before I made this video. They just came out and said it is the most difficult thing we have ever had to do, porting this game to the Switch. that shows you how severely behind you are right now, man. That the studio's coming out. Oh, they did. I think they did The Witcher. They got The Witcher to run on that shit, and that was hard. They're saying World War Z. It's the hardest thing as a studio they've ever had to do. Your system should not be so underpowered that the developers, the people that make the games, are complaining about how fucking underpowered your console is. That to get a game on it is like pulling teeth. And that's where we're at, man. I mean, I love Nintendo. I always have. I always will, man. But I'm at that point. Like right now, my Switch is literally a handheld. It's a handheld I carry around with me. I play the shit out of it because it's the only system, like I've said before, I can play wherever I'm at. So Animal Crossing's getting all the love right now. Astral Chain was right before that. Luigi's Mansion was. You know, all the Nintendo games, they're the greatest games. But when I want something else, when I want a Madden or NBA or Star Wars or fucking Far Cry or, you know, Mortal Kombat's on the Switch and it runs great and all that, but it doesn't. It looks okay, but fucking the Xbox One version is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's literally just a Nintendo machine. And that's sad. That's sad because we finally get all this third-party support, and now is when we see how crucial the power game is. It really is. It's not the most important thing, but it's up there, dude. You need to at least be in the ballpark with your competitors, and they're not. They're not. I mean, just look at, like I said, how hard it is for developers. They're saying, dude, it's like the most impossible thing we've ever had to do to try to get our game on the Switch. Why? Because it's hard to program for? No, it's easy to program for. It's just so underpowered. This is why Nintendo's lineup of third-party shit is so full of games from 4 or 5 years ago. Resident Evil's from the GameCube era, the Resident Evil remake and whatever, and Assassin's Creed fucking Black Flag and Rogue, which were like from fucking 6 years ago. Instead of the new Assassin's Creed, instead of the new Resident Evils. I've said this before. So, you know, it's like, it's sad, but it is what it is, man. I mean, that's where the day and age that we're living in, man. Until Nintendo decides to say, you know what, man, we have enough balls and enough confidence in our franchises to know that they're great fucking games, so we don't need to build gimmicky systems or underpowered systems and tailor make the game to the system. No, we can come out with a fucking beast of a system and just put our fucking amazing games on it. No gimmick, no, you know, Nintendo, like I've said it, Luigi's Mansion 3 is one of the most beautiful games on the Switch. It's a beautiful game in general, Switch or not. But it's like, we say that because of the you know what I'm saying, the undertone of that statement is like, damn, look how great that game looks on such an underpowered console. You know? And it shouldn't be like that. Nintendo has the money. Nintendo has the minds. And if they don't, they can go and hire the minds because they have the money. Stop thinking like fucking 80-year-old Japanese men in a conference room. Thinking they still know how the world works or how the world thinks. You know? Get with the times. Get with the fucking times. They just did an update. They just did an update for the Switch. And everybody's, oh my God, remappable buttons. Okay, we're still waiting for folders, achievements, voice chat, fucking messaging. I mean, what the fuck, man? It's like remappable buttons. Holy shit. Anyways, man, like I don't want to get this anti-Nintendo vibe. I don't want you guys to get that from me. I love Nintendo. I always will. But I'm just spitting it like it is, man. How it is. I mean, I have no problems with my Xbox One S right now. I can enjoy anything on that right now. No problems. All the features, highest end graphics, frame rates, online connectivity, the best online connectivity, the best feature list, you know, as far as the things your online service can do. It's a seamless experience, man. And the Switch is like, yeah, we just play games. What about online? Yeah, we kind of do that too. Can I talk to my friend? Well, if you download the app for your phone. Anyways, man, God bless y'all. Stay gaming. Peace.